Media. Hey there, Ronnie here. Real quick before we get into the main episode, I wanted to let you know that had encountered some technical difficulties recording today and actually the next couple of episodes that I didn't catch until after the fact. I'm trying out these new wireless mics because I wanted to untether myself from the camera, but for some reason today they were buzzing. There's this buzzing that's happening. It sounds like a bee or a fly flying around my head through the entire recording. So I've done my best to kind of edit that out after the fact using the EQ and all that stuff. And I think I did a pretty good job. However, it's still there. I mean, it's unavoidable, right? Like I can't ignore it. So I wanted to give you a heads up to let you know that that's happening. And of course, I'm doing my best. I will do my best in the future to avoid that. But I didn't want to re-record these episodes because I was really, really pleased with the content. And really, you guys understand if you've been following the show, that to me is the most important thing. Production value definitely has suffered with these new mics, so we'll see whether or not I keep it. I'll keep playing around with it, but for now, just understand that that's what's happening in this episode. I'm aware of it, and of course I very much appreciate your patience. So moving on, let's get on with the episode.
Hi, my name is Ronnie Cruz. After almost 2 decades as a career network marketer, I realized that despite continual work on my personal and professional development, that I had hit a massive brick wall. So I took a deep and honest look at myself, top to bottom, hoping to find answers, and my search led me to one conclusion. The definitions I held of my business, of my world, of my life were the very things holding me back. If I wanted to change, if I wanted to grow beyond my current circumstances, I had to wipe the slate clean and redefine. This show is dedicated to helping you identify the belief systems, the mindsets, the very definitions that have held you back, and then help you break through those limitations to finally create the life you've been working so hard to achieve. Welcome to the Redefining podcast.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to redefine social media for you. I'm not going to be so bold as to say that I can redefine social media, but I want to, hopefully by the end of this episode, expand that perspective for you so that you can really, again, start leveraging these amazing platforms to help you build your business. Now, if you're like me, especially people in my generation and before, we were introduced to social media and we came into social media as exactly that. Right? These platforms where we can stay social, we can stay connected with our peer groups, with our friends, with our family, especially those not necessarily in our local areas. And so the content reflected that, right? The content was, what I'm up to right now, where I'm having dinner, what movie I'm watching, where I'm traveling to, I'm on a plane to vacation, things like this. And that's all well and great because, again, it helped us stay connected with our circles. However, if you want to leverage social media and these platforms to build your business, you got to rethink that strategy, right? And you have to actually be more intentional and purposeful with the content that you create and publish. When I brought that online, when I brought my business online and started using social media as marketing, I asked myself, okay, is this piece of content that I'm sharing right now going to drive the outcome that I'm trying to achieve? And generally speaking, if it's an update about where I am, what I'm doing, and what steak I'm eating at the restaurant, answer is no. Again, the social content is great, and it works very well in keeping connected with your peer groups and your circle and keeping them updated on what's going on in your life. But you got to ask yourself, is that content going to attract more people? Right? Is it going to help you grow your audience? Is this piece of content, me at the movie theater, going to actually attract my ideal customer? 99% of the time, the answer is no. So I had to start really shifting the content over to, again, be more intentional and be more purposeful, creating content that's going to drive not only growth of my audience, but also drive their eyes towards the things that I'm offering, right? And here's a quick framework that I actually taught this past weekend about content creation, and that you can start that will help you start making that shift from personal content to purposeful and intentional content that's going to drive your outcomes, right? So it's grow your A.I.C, right? Grow your A, which is your audience, right? Grow your influence, that's your I, and then grow your customers, conversions, and commissions, right? So A.I.C, grow your audience, grow your influence, and grow your customers, commissions, and conversions, whatever order. The C can be any of those three. But again, that framework, once if you start kind of adapting that into your content creation, you can start making that shift from personal stuff, personal content, to having content that actually, again, drives the outcome that you're trying to create for your business. Now, the question comes up, okay, so I love social media. I stay connected with again my peer groups and my family on social media. Should I then create a separate business account to drive my marketing? The answer is it's really up to you. It's really up to you, depending on what you're trying to achieve. If you still want to use social to stay connected with your circle, by all means do that, and then create something else. For me personally, because I'm building a personal brand, and yeah, it's just easier, just for ease. I just continue to use the my existing social accounts, right? But again, it's a personal choice. It's a personal choice. The main thing is understanding the types of content that you're posting on these things. And if you're using social media as marketing, then use the framework, grow your A.I.C, grow your audience, grow your influence, grow your customers, conversions, and commissions. If you use that framework for your content, then that's going to be much more purposeful and intentional, and will create the outcomes that you're trying to create. So that's my message for you today. Hopefully it makes sense. Again, it's all about redefining, right? So that's what we do here on this show. Of course, more from me tomorrow. So until then, be well, be safe, and see you in the next episode.